Alrighty, happy core stability. This is Katie. Just a reminder to you, listen to your bodies today. Take breaks as you need and definitely keep some water nearby. It's still kind of in the warm months here in the Pacific Northwest, so keep some water, drink electrolytes. Let's get warmed up. We're gonna start by walking our space, just pacing, whether we're using a mat today or a carpet square, just kind of getting familiar with the space we're in. We are pacing back and forth. And let's start to walk on our toes. So raising the heels off the floor. We're kind of on the balls of our foot. Still pacing our space. Feeling those calf muscles work a little bit. And go ahead and switch to walking on your heels. So raising your toes off the floor, walking on the heels. Kind of an awkward feeling. It's a good thing we have feet. And go ahead and find the center of your space or your mat, and you can let your feet go back flat. And let's begin with some big arm circles. Nice big forward arm circles. Reaching the arms high, out in front of us long, down to the floor and back. Nice big slow rotations. You need to do one arm at a time, swimmer style. You can always do that. And let's go ahead and reverse those arm circles. Keeping them nice and big still, but now taking them behind us. And let's start to make every rotation a little bit smaller until we get to those dinner plate size circles and the tennis ball. And let your arms drop, shake, shimmy out the shoulders, take a quick break. All right, we have a new kind of warm-up move today. I want you to get your feet set just outside of your hips. And I want you to take your right hand and reach it across your body over to the left side. So you're kind of twisting your torso as you reach that right hand to the left. Come back to center, and then we'll switch, reaching left hand over to the right, twisting and back. So just a little bit of a torso twist with a reach. Keeping our feet planted where they're at. Just kind of feeling the torso rotate, a little bit of the hip stretch.
So, Katie, in other words, we're moving just our upper torso, the hips are not moving?
Yes. Yep, just kind of that upper torso twist, reaching across.
Okay, got it.
Good. A few more here. You can kind of feel as you reach across, feel that shoulder blade getting a little warmed up. All right. And let's go ahead and come back to center, widen out the feet for our windmill toe touches. So we're in a nice wide stance, 1 to 2 steps outside of the hips. I'm gonna extend my arms out to the sides at shoulder height. I'm gonna hinge at the waist as I reach my right hand towards my left ankle, come back up to center and switch to the other side, left hand to right ankle, windmill, toe touches. Continuing to hinge, we're warming up that posterior chain, which is the glutes, hamstrings, lower back. Nice job. A few more here. We'll continue to breathe as we get that heart rate up, elevated. Few more reps here. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come back to center. You can bring your feet back together, and we're gonna go for some stationary marches. So driving my right knee up towards the chest, placing the foot back down, and repeating on the left side. So some marching in place. You can have your hands on your hips or on a wall, something supportive nearby for a little balance help. We're just driving one knee to the chest and the other. You can start to speed up the rate at which you're marching as you get used to the movement. Good. A few more seconds here. Keep breathing. And 3, 2, 1. All right, last kind of warm-up move here. We're going to be doing those inchworm walkouts. So I want your feet underneath your hips, toes forward. I'll have you reach your hands down towards the floor like a forward fold stretch. And then we're going to get our hands completely flat on the ground, keeping our feet planted where they're at. We're just going to walk our hands away from our feet until we come to that down dog. And then maybe we're in the high plank. So we're fully extended, our body's nice and flat. And then we can walk our hands back towards our feet into that forward fold and repeat. So stationary inchworm walkouts. Getting as far as you can, keeping the chest and the nose parallel to the floor. Make sure when you're out in that high plank position, you're squeezing your glutes and your abs, getting them nice and warmed up. Ready to rock and roll today. And last rep here, go ahead and finish. And come back up to a standing position. Let's work on some balance. We'll keep warming up a little bit as well, but we're gonna get some balance rolling. Starting with those standing bird dogs. So let's get in that neutral standing position, toes or feet under the hips, toes forward. And I'm gonna have you take a slight hinge at your waist. So pushing the hips back just slightly, and then a slight bend in both knees. From there, I'm gonna have you raise your right arm up overhead. As you do that, you're gonna kick your left heel back behind you. So left leg raises off the floor and just kicks back about maybe a half a foot off the ground. And then we'll bring right arm down, left leg back under the hip, and switch to the other side. Raising left arm up, kicking right leg back, kind of just that glute kick, and then continue to alternate. So standing bird dogs. Getting those ankles to warm up. A little bit of balance, a little bit of warm up of the glutes. Make sure when we're in that extended position, we're squeezing the abs. Good, we're gonna go into a hold. So go ahead and reset yourself, bring everything back in. And then let's raise our right arm up. Kick our left leg back and hold. Standing bird dog hold. You got this. Woo. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Bring it all back in. You can shake, shimmy it out. And we're gonna hold on the other side in about 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's raise our left arm up, kick our right leg back, and hold. If you need to tap the toe to kind of reset your balance, you can always do that. You got it. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent job. All right, we're gonna go some double leg calf raises next. So keeping the feet under the hips, we are just going to keep that slight bend in the knees. We're gonna raise the heels off the floor, coming to the balls of our feet, squeezing our calves. Lower the heels back down, just hover them over the floor and raise them up again. You can go hands on your hips here, or of course on something supportive nearby. If you want to add a little extra challenge, I'll have you bend the knees a little bit more so you're almost in like a half or a quarter squat, and keep doing the calf raises there. You got a little more engagement of the quadriceps, but we're really primarily working those calf muscles, the foot ankle complex. Good, 2 more here. Double leg calf raise. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, everyone. We are going to make our way down to the floor, but we have a special way to do it. So let's get into a down dog stretch. So feet slightly outside the hips. We'll lower the hands towards the floor like we did for those inchworms. And we'll walk the hands away from the feet, keeping the hips nice and high. So now our feet, we're kind of resting on the balls of our feet, and our hands are in the floor. We're pushing our hips up towards the ceiling, kind of making a triangle out of our bodies for that downward dog stretch. From here, we're going to lower into that floating tabletop or bear hold. So down dog stretch, and then we'll lower the knees down towards the floor until they hover under the hips. And then we'll raise the knees up, push the hips back up high, back into the down dog. So we're just alternating between that floating tabletop bear hold and downward dog. So go ahead and keep alternating between those two, keeping the abs squeezed, shoulders braced, breathing. Few more here, you got this, and then we'll get all the way down to the floor. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower those knees all the way down to the floor. So now we're in that tabletop. You can grab a drink of water if you need there. All right, now that we're in this tabletop, our hands are flat on the floor, wrists, elbows, shoulders are all stacked. Knees are under the hips, feet are trailing behind the knees. Our back is nice and flat. We could have dinner on it. All right, from here, we're gonna go into those bird dog exercises. Now we're not standing, we're doing the tabletop bird dog. So I'll have you raise your right hand off of the floor and extend the right arm in front of the right shoulder. Nose stays facing the floor. As you do that, you're gonna extend your left leg back straight, about hip height. And then we'll bring the right hand, left knee back in and switch to the other side. So just a standard bird dog right now. Extending and then placing hand and knee back to the floor. Switching sides, extend and back in. So we're just kind of warming up here to this tabletop position. Alternating right and left sides. Nose stays facing the floor. Abs stay braced. Believe it or not, this is also kind of a vestibular exercise, good for the balance. All right, let's add that crunch to it now. So we're gonna extend the right arm, left leg back, and then we're gonna meet our right elbow to our left knee underneath our belly button. And then we're gonna extend again, and then place hand and knee down. So then we'll switch sides, left arm, right leg, elbow to knee, extend, and back in. So bird dog crunches now. Taking these nice and slow. Continuing to breathe, continuing to brace the abs. All right, we're gonna go into our first hold soon. We'll do a hold and pulse in that extended position, but we're continuing to alternate for now. All right. Go ahead and come back to that tabletop, reset to your posture if you need to. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and extend right arm forward, left leg back. And then we're just gonna hold that extended position. So we're squeezing the abs, holding. If you wanna add a little up down pulse of your left leg and right arm, you can do that. Hold, brace those abs. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring the hand and knee back in. We can do a little cat-cow stretch, arching the back, rounding the back. And we're gonna switch sides with that hold. So let's go ahead and get the back nice and flat, reset, and extend left arm forward, right leg back, holding that extended position. Squeeze the abs, add that little up down pulse. You can do it. 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Go ahead and bring it all back in. If you need to cat-cow it out, of course, do so. If we need to raise the hands off the mat for a second, give the wrists a little bit of a shake out, you can also do that as well. We're actually going to go down to, you can stay in the tabletop with your arms extended. If your wrists are getting tired, you can also drop down to your forearms for this next exercise. We're just gonna do some leg raises or glute kickbacks. So I'll have you from the tabletop extend your right leg back. Right toes are in the floor, right heel is towards the ceiling. And from there, we're just gonna raise the toes off the floor, raise the leg up to about hip height, maybe slightly higher. We just wanna feel that right glute working. And then we'll just lower the leg, tap the toe, and repeat. So just some standard leg raises here. As I said, you can do this from the forearms. If you do go to your forearms, you will raise your leg slightly higher than your hip. Just some work in the glutes here. Don't forget about your abs though, although we've shifted our focus to that lower leg. We gotta make sure we're still bracing the spine. Tapping the toe, kicking up. And let's start to tap the toe side to side. So left side of your mat, back up in the middle, right side of your mat, back up in the middle. So a little bit of a rainbow. You got it. Keep bracing the abs. Legs are getting a little tired. Good. A few more reps here. Tap the toe, kick it up. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring that right knee back in and we'll switch it out. So left leg extends back, left toes in the floor, left heel to the ceiling. When you're ready, go ahead and raise the left toes off the floor, kicking the heel up to the ceiling. Tap back down and repeat. Only raising, we're keeping the leg as straight as possible. And we're only raising it about hip height, maybe slightly higher. Make sure we're working the glutes primarily, not the lower back. And we're squeezing the abs. Go ahead and remind yourself here. You need to reset. All right, and let's start those side to side taps. So tapping left side of the mat, kicking the heel up in the middle, and right side of the mat. And repeat. Left to right taps, making a little rainbow with your foot. Working the glutes, left glutes. You got this. Last 10 seconds. Brace the abs, breathe. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring that left knee in and you can shake, shimmy it out, whatever you need to do there. Let's raise the hands or forearms off of the floor and just come to a kneeling position for some of our kneeling good mornings. So now just our knees are in the floor underneath our hips. You can cross your arms in front of your chest if it's a little more comfortable for your shoulders, or you can take the fingertips to the back of your head, elbows go out wide. From there, whatever arm position you choose, we're just going to keep the abs squeezed as we push the hips back towards our heels, keeping our back as flat as possible. Hinging at the waist, chest becomes almost parallel to the floor. And then we'll squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward and come back to that upright kneeling position. So just that good morning exercise, but we're taking away the lower leg. Keeping the abs squeezed. Keeping our back nice and flat. Working on that hinge. Pushing the hips back like we're shutting the car door. Squeezing the glutes as we push back to upright kneeling. Nice, slow good mornings. Excellent. Keep it up. Just a few more here before we transition all the way down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. You can release your arms, come back to upright kneeling. And before we get onto our backs, we're going to do a little bit of a low plank hold just to make sure we're nice and ready to go. So go ahead and lower down to your forearms, elbows in the floor, forearms in front of the elbows, and then elbows are directly under the shoulders. And from here, we'll extend the legs back fully with just our toes in the floor, or you can lower the knees to make it a little bit easier. What matters is that your hips are low, your abs are squeezed, and your glutes are squeezed. So low plank hold, go ahead and get to the position you want to be in, whether that's knees down or knees up. We are flat as a board, flat as a plank. Squeezing the abs, squeezing the glutes. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you've earned it. Go ahead and let yourself sink to the floor, and we're gonna get onto our backs. I'm gonna grab a quick sip of water. All right, once we've gotten onto the floor on our backs, we're gonna go into some single side dead bugs. So I'll have you, if your feet were on the floor, go ahead and take them off the floor. Our knees are gonna be over our hips, and our shins are going to be parallel to the ceiling. I'm pointing my toes away from me. And then I'm going to extend both arms up towards the ceiling over the shoulder. So that's that starting dead bug position. And then we're going to start with just the right arm, left leg dropping. So I'm going to drop my right arm towards the floor and just hover it there. As I do that, I'm going to extend the left leg long and do the same. Hover it over the floor as low as I can without arching my back. And then I'm going to pull it back to center and repeat. So single side dead bug with just the right arm and left leg. We're working that full abdominal wall here to stay braced while we move those appendages. Keeping our backs glued to the floor, imagining we have that push pin through our belly button, keeping us pinned and braced. We're also breathing. I like to inhale as I extend, exhale as I pull it all back together. Nice job. A few more dead bugs here on this solo side. All right, we're actually going to hold as low as we can without arching our back. In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and drop the arm, drop the leg nice and slow. Hold if you want to add a little pulse, little up down movement while you're holding that extended lowered position. Woo, oh yeah. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and pull that arm and leg back in. You can hug the knees into the chest and rock left to right. Just a little reset here before we hit that other side. When you're ready, go ahead and reset. Get back to that starting dead bug position, toes pointed, shins parallel to the ceiling. Arms both extended over the shoulders to the ceiling. And let's hit that other side. So now we're dropping the left arm and the right leg as low as we can go, not arching the back, squeezing the abs. Pull them back in and repeat. Left arm, right leg only, dead bugs. And all those little reminders to keep our abs braced throughout the entire movement. Good. Continue here. A few more reps before we go into that hold. Reset as you need. All right, in about 5 seconds, we're gonna hit that hold. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and drop the left arm, right leg, nice and slow. As low as we can hold them. Hold and pulse. 10 more seconds, you got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring the knees up into the chest. Give them a big hug and let's roll, rock and roll left to right. And let's go ahead and let the feet down. So now we're setting up for the glute bridges. So feet are flat on the floor, slightly outside of the hips. Knees are up towards the ceiling. Arms are down by my sides, palms facing the floor. From here, I'm just gonna gather my breath, brace my abs, and then I'm going to raise the hips off of the floor and up towards the ceiling as high as they can go comfortably. And I'm squeezing my glutes to do this. I'm squeezing my glutes to push my hips up nice and high, tightening the abs, and then I'm gonna lower the hips back down, just hover them over the floor and repeat. So nice, standard, slow glute bridges. Primarily just focusing on driving the hips up, bracing the abs. Should be able to wiggle my toes. I'm driving primarily through the heels. Make sure I'm working the glutes and hamstrings, not so much the quads. Those got all the work yesterday if you did strength with me. Nice job. Just remember to breathe. We're gonna have a nice hold and pulse coming up soon. We'll be holding at the top of the bridge. All right, so let's go ahead and get the hips up and hold. No more reps. We're holding this high extended position, squeezing the glutes as tight as we can. And if you want to add that little up down pulse, please do so. Nice, glutes are burning, squeeze the abs. Got it, we're doing a little bit of longer holds today. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent, go ahead and lower the hips. And we're gonna get into some cross crunches next. So you can keep the knees up towards the ceiling, feet flat to the floor. And I'm gonna have you take your hands behind your head, elbows go out wide. So from this position here, you're gonna drive your right elbow. So we'll start to raise the head, neck, shoulders, upper back off of the floor. And then we're gonna have our right elbow, we're gonna raise the left foot off the floor, meet our left knee over our abs or over our belly button. So left knee to right elbow. And then we'll go back down to that starting position and repeat with the left elbow to right knee. So cross crunches. Go ahead and begin if you haven't already. Resetting between each rep. But we're getting a little bit of obliques here. Definitely the entire abdominal wall, upper ab, a little bit of the lower ab by driving the knee. Practice those breathing techniques that work for you for that engagement. Nice job. A few more reps of these cross crunches. Make sure we are getting that upper back off of the floor. So you're really working the ab here, not just the head and shoulders. The elbow should be going slightly further than the knee. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, Go ahead and relax. You can let the arms go back down by your sides. We're gonna go back into those bridges. So when you're ready, go ahead, begin, glute bridges. And really pay attention to your abs here. This is when they're gonna wanna take a break, but we can't give them a break. We got a whole hour of core stability. So squeeze the abs, don't let your back arch, overarch to get the hips up. You really wanna keep your spine and hips as one unit. Just as we do when we're hinging with the good mornings, thinking of this as kind of the same thing. You are hinging here. Just a different way of gravity resisting you. Nice job. Make sure the knees stay out side of the hips slightly. We don't want them coming in towards each other. All right, and our next hold is coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get the hips up high. Hold, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abs, add that little pulse. Up, down, pulse. Glutes are burning. Want to make sure they're nice and strong. You got it. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Go ahead and lower the hips. Take a quick breather. And we're going to go into some leg raises next. So you can keep the arms down by the sides for a little extra stability. You can place your forearms under your hips if you need even more stability, or you can go hands behind the head, elbows out wide. So that is up to you. We are doing some leg raises though, so I want you to keep the legs glued together, and we'll start with them extended on the floor. From there, make sure we gather ourselves, brace our abs, and then as we keep the legs together, we're gonna raise them up towards the ceiling, over the hips, and then lower them back down. Leg raises, double leg raise. And these nice and slow. And we're only lowering them as low as we can go without that back raising off the ground. So if the back starts to raise, don't lower them as far, okay? So start over the hip and just drop them slightly. So many ways to modify to make sure we're not overstraining. Leg raises are good for those lower abs. You can also take a slight bend in the knee to make it a little less resistance. Nice. Keep going here, nice and slow. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring the knees, both knees into the chest. Give them a big hug. Rock it out, left to right. And then we're just going to do some side-to-side toe taps now. So arms can stay in whatever position you had them at before. And keeping the legs glued together once again, we're going to keep that 90-degree angle, maybe a little bit less of the legs. And then we're just going to tap both sets of toes over to the left outside of our hips, pull it back into center, and tap over to the right. So some side-to-side toe taps, working a little bit more of the obliques here, but make sure we keep that bend in the knees. Hips stay mostly planted, so that we're working the obliques, lower abs. Nice work so far. You're doing excellent. Getting a little sweaty. All right. Last few sets of toe taps here. And go ahead and get the feet back flat on the floor for our last set of bridges here. Go ahead and set up, and when you're ready, get up. Raising the hips, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the abs. Nice slow reps here. We're doing that 1-2 count up, 1-2 count down. Should be able to wiggle the toes still. We're driving through the heels, and we're driving those shoulders into the floor as we raise the hips up high. Knees are staying out wide. And our last hold is going to be coming up in about 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and extend those hips high. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abs, hold and pulse. Slight, small up, down pulse. Glutes are getting lots of work. Nice job. 15 more seconds. Squeeze, breathe. Say nice things about yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fabulous work. Go ahead and lower the hips. If you need to windshield wiper it out, let's do so. So we'll keep the knees up, keep the feet planted. And we're just going to drop both knees down over to the left. Light twist of the lower back, pull it back into center, and then drop the knees over to the right. A little bit of a stretch here, but also a little bit of oblique work. Windshield wipers. Getting us set up. All right. And let's go ahead and bring the knees back to center. And we're going to go for some legs up crunches next. So raise both feet off of the floor, extend the legs up over the hips. Then we're going to extend the arms up towards the ceiling from the shoulders. And then I'm just going to slightly angle my fingertips towards my ankles. So my fingers are facing my ankles now. From here, I'm just going to raise head, neck, shoulders, upper back, off the floor. Reach those hands towards my feet and ankles, crunching the abs, the upper abs, lowering back down, and repeat. So, legs up crunches. Breathing. I like to do that big exhale as I reach up and crunch. Nice job. Continuing for reps here, but I'm actually going to have us hold here as well. Doing some holds today. So in about 5 seconds, I just want you to hold that crunched position. 3, 2, 1. Reach those hands toward the ankles, upper back, shoulders off the floor. Hold, hold, hold. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower. Take a little bit of a rest if you need to let the feet down, but we're gonna go back to those legs up crunches. And now we're gonna be going side to side. So when you're ready, go ahead and get those legs back up, arms back extended. And then now we're just taking the fingertips and we're reaching both hands to the outside of the left ankle, coming back down, and then outside of the right ankle and back down. So side to side, legs up crunches. Getting a little bit of those obliques involved. You won't be doing a hold here. Keep on breathing. Keep on reaching. Keep on believing. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gorgeous. Let the feet down. Knees stay up towards the ceiling for some penguin exercises. So now we're really going to hit those obliques, the muscles kind of between hips and shoulders. So knees up to the ceiling, feet are flat. And then I want you to hover your arms over the floor, palms face the floor. Arms are down by your sides. From here, I just want you to take your chin towards your chest, nose faces your thighs. And then once you're in that position, your upper abs are engaged, your shoulders are slightly off the floor. And then we're just gonna reach our left fingertips towards our left ankle, squeezing that left side, and then we'll come back to center and reach right fingertips towards outside of right ankle and repeat. So penguins. Squeezing, being intentional about squeezing the side as we reach. I don't think I ever see penguins doing this, but I get it, I get it. I'd say this is more of like a sea otter. Nice job, almost there. Keep reaching. Feeling those upper abs working. A little bit of obliques. Last 10, last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Let your head down. Take a breather here. And we're gonna end kind of our back circuit here in a boat hold before we end up on our stomachs. So let's go ahead and roll ourselves up to a seated position, preparing ourselves for that boat hold. So my knees are bent, and then I'm just going to take my tiptoes towards the floor. So I just slightly raised my heels off the floor. I'm gonna extend both arms out in front of me at shoulder height. So fingertips are facing the wall in front of me. Toes are pointed. And when you're ready, go ahead and raise those feet off of the floor, keeping the knees bent. Arms are really close to the outsides of your thighs, fingertips facing forward. Holding. If you wanna go advanced, you can straighten the legs, take the toes up towards the ceiling, or just hold this first position here. 10 more seconds, 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent work. Nice job. I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water and we're gonna get onto our stomachs. So go ahead. We'll get down onto the floor, onto our stomachs. Legs are extended long behind us. And we're gonna go into some of those prone cobra back extensions. So I want you to have your arms down by your sides. Nose is facing the floor. Palms are facing in towards the outsides of your thighs. So from here, we are just going to keep the arms hovered over the floor. And we're gonna squeeze the glutes as we raise the chest off of the floor, still keeping our nose down towards the floor. So chest comes up, glutes squeezed. We're kind of squeezing that lower back as well. And then we'll lower back down fully and repeat. So cobra exercise, back extensions. These shouldn't be much of a movement at all. They're pretty minimal, but they're doing maximal work in that lower back while protecting it. Just kind of letting it work a little bit. You have to remember that there are muscles in your lower back and they do need to be strengthened and strong. Nice, just continue to do those nice slow prone cobras, back extensions. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax fully. You can bring your arms back up. And let's stack one hand over the other. Make a little pillow for your forehead. We're gonna do some leg raises. So prone leg raises, glute kickbacks kind of thing. So our head is flat, nose is towards the floor. We're going to tuck. Actually, we're gonna point the right toes. And from here, we're gonna keep the right leg as straight as we can as we just raise the right foot up off of the floor. It's not gonna go very high. We don't need it to go very high. We just want to hover the thigh as we raise the leg and lower it back down. So some leg raises, right leg only, really feeling it in the right glutes. squeezing those right glutes as we raise the right leg. Good. A few more here before we switch. And 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and switch, pointing the left toes, keeping the left leg as straight as we can as we raise left leg off the mat just slightly. Up and down. Left leg raises. Primarily working those glutes in this lowered position. The lower back doesn't really have much range, so it's all primarily coming from those glutes and hamstrings. Nice job. A few more on this left leg, and then we're going to alternate right and left leg. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so now we're kicking left or right leg up, back down, left leg up. The right leg, left leg. Alternating nice and slow. Again, it's not too big of a movement. A few more here. And then we're going to go into some Superman. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and give the legs a rest. You can wag the hips out left to right. And let's extend our arms long out in front of us. So now we're in like a fully laying extended position, preparing for Superman, Superwoman. Okay. For this one, I want your palms facing the floor. So our arms are extended long out in front of us, but palms are down. And in about 5 seconds, we're going to squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abs, and we're going to hover the arms and legs over the floor, keeping our nose down towards the floor. In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and raise, hover those arms, hover those legs. Squeeze the abs, squeeze the glutes. Superman, Superwoman, hold. Still breathing, even though we're in an isometric exercise, holding here. 10 more seconds. Squeeze those glutes, tighten the abs. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Go ahead and let yourself relax. And we're actually going to roll onto our, cool down music's on. We're going to do a little bit of side planks to end today, so we have the cool down music on. But roll onto your left side, and we're going to end today's practice with some side planks. So we've come onto our left side. I want you to get your left elbow down into the floor under your left shoulder, and then your hips are stacked on top of each other, your knees are stacked on top of each other, and your feet are stacked on top of each other. If you need to have a bend in your legs, like a 90-degree angle, to kind of take away some of the resistance of that side plank, you can always do that. You can also have left knee down on the floor, right leg on top is extended long, or you can have both legs long. So you choose your side plank positioning today. But when you're ready, when you find that position that works for you, go ahead and raise the hips off of the floor, keeping them stacked, or side planks. Right arm can go up towards the ceiling over the shoulder, or it can be on your hip, right hand on your right hip. Few more seconds, side plank. Squeeze those abs, squeeze the glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower, and let's switch sides. So let's get onto the right side. Right elbows in the floor under right shoulder. Hips are stacked one on top of the other. And once you have your positioning, go ahead and raise the hips up. Side plank. Right side, we are keeping the hips facing forward. Glutes are squeezed, abs are squeezed. I'm pushing that shoulder away from the elbow. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Go ahead and lower. Take a breather, grab a drink, and let's cool down, folks. Nice work today. Let's get into a seated position with our legs extended long out in front of us for a seated forward fold stretch. So legs are long. I'm going to inhale. Reach both arms up overhead nice and high. And I'm going to exhale into a forward fold, reaching my hands towards my feet. And let's just hold here. Taking a few deep breaths. And let's take our hands to our shins and slowly trace our hands back towards our torso, coming back to upright seated. We're going to do that Barbie on the beach stretch next. So I'm going to have you bend your right knee and hug the right knee into your chest. You can stay here if that feels good, or you can step the right foot over the left thigh, kind of hooking that right knee into your chest with your left elbow. And then taking the right hand behind your back, twisting the shoulders and chest to the right. Love this stretch. It's great for that outer glute, glute med, glute max. Starting to take some deep breaths as we recover. And let's switch legs here. We'll extend the right leg back out long. Bring the left knee up into the chest, holding here, or left foot steps over right thigh. Right elbow hooks the left knee into the chest. Left hand goes behind our backs. Chest and nose turn to the left. Couple more breaths here. And let's go ahead and release that left leg. And we'll go into a butterfly stretch next. So bottoms of our feet come together. Our knees go out wide. Holding on to my feet with my hands, kind of walking my hips towards my heels as close as I can as we stretch those inner thighs. Nice deep breaths. And we can go ahead and release that butterfly. And let's come to a tabletop here. So tabletop position. Wrists, elbows, shoulders stacked, knees under the hips. And let's just do a few cat-cow stretches. So we're going to arch the back, tilt the hips up towards the ceiling. Nose goes towards the ceiling. Chest drops towards the floor as we inhale. And then we're going to exhale, rounding the back, pushing the hips forward, pushing away from our palms with our shoulders. And go ahead and alternate. Inhale for the cow. Exhale for the cat. Good. And let's get back into a child's pose stretch. So we'll sit the hips back towards the heels. We'll walk the hands further away from the hips. So our arms are fully extended. We're making as much space between our fingertips and our hips as we can. Child's pose stretch. A few breaths here. And we can push the hips back up. Bring the arms back in. And let's tuck the toes under the foot and push the hips up for a downward dog stretch. One last stretch of the hamstrings. Downward dog, the hips are nice and high. I'm pedaling one heel down at a time. And then I'm going to walk my hands towards my feet into that forward fold and slowly raise myself back to upright standing. And give yourselves a pat on the back. Nice work today. Thank you so much for coming.